So I know I'm looking a little busted, but it's fine. It's the holidays, and honestly guys, I've not been going out lately. I haven't been going out for a while now. I did remember in previous vlogs I've been telling you guys that I've just been saving. I have a goal and I'm kind of saving towards it, so I kind of just limited myself on a lot of things in terms of how I spend these days, and you know, just trying to find joy in simple things basically. Y'all already know I am a nature girl. If you guys notice, most of my vlogs include me going to the river or going to the beach, and some people don't really understand it, but to be honest, this is really my personality. I am a nature girl and very simplistic. Guys, there might be a lot of noise in the background based on where I am. There's a lot of trucks that pass up this hill, so you might hear trucks passing every now and again, but I wanted to do this video outside. I'm very simplistic, contrary to what most people that think they know me believe. I know you guys see me going out a lot. I'm a Kingston girl. I went to school in Kingston. I was born and raised in Kingston, so you know, I am a Kingston girl. I am a city girl, but at the same time I just have this holistic and simplistic thing about me, so it just draws me to the country a lot. So I spend a lot of time in the country because I feel like this is where I find my peace, by the river, at the beaches. I feel like this is where I am able to just hold a meds per se. So you guys might find me in the country a lot. Currently I am in the country as you guys can tell, you know, maybe by my background and so on and so forth. We're closing out 2025 and we're heading into 2026. I am mostly grateful that I am able to say I've made it this far, you know, because we've seen the year, we've seen the news, we've seen a lot of the traumatic things that has happened throughout 2025, and you know, to be able to make it to the end of all of that is a gift in itself, a blessing in itself, and I am 100% grateful. As we enter into this new year, I feel like I want to be a little bit more open with you guys. You know, I tend to shy away from sharing too much personal stuff on the internet. For one, I don't want to say fear of being judged, because really and truly I'm the type of person, if you know me, I don't give two F's. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about what people want to say. I am somebody that I like to consider myself a loner. I am always in my own space. I'm always doing my own thing, and to a lot of persons that may come off as I may come off as weird, or they may read my personality to be weird, because I'm just not the type that I don't like a lot of friends. I don't like to follow the crowd. I don't like to be where the crowd is, but just really and truly like to do my own thing. So growing up, I always felt like I was a misfit. I still feel like I'm a misfit sometimes, because I feel like not many people take the time to get to know me, and not many people understand my personality. I'd like to say I'm a really, really nice person. I am very kind. I am a Cancer, first of all, so with that comes a lot. If you know Cancerians, we're very kind-hearted. We're like mothers. We're like Mother Earth. We're caretakers. We're givers, and not so much receivers, because we're the ones that are always looking out for people. We're the ones that, you know, want to always ensure that everybody else is doing good, and we come off a lot of time as super strong. We're the advice givers. We're the ones that, you know, the friends call to tell the issues and wait and hope for the encouragement. We're the ones that inspire, and we're the ones that oftentimes are the motivators to others. So I feel with that, a lot of the times people always think that we're okay, because we're not the type of people to share our problems. We mostly deal with our problems on our own. I like to say, me, I am somebody like to dwell in my own darkness. When I'm going through it, I spend a lot of time with myself, and I feel like I'm very self-motivated. So I've learned over time how to handle my own downs, my own down days. I just isolate myself. I think a part of how I deal with that is isolating myself from people, and just doing things that I know will help me to get out of the funk. I'm not the type of person that's going to run to somebody and share my problems with them or cry on anybody else's shoulder. I believe in God. I am a very spiritual person. That's another side of me that a lot of you guys don't really get to see. But yeah, I'm a very spiritual person, and the older I get, the closer I get to God, and the more I ask him to use me, and the more I see a lot of things being revealed to me, things that make me scared sometimes. My friend them would say I have goat mouth, because most of the times when I dream stuff or if I vision stuff and I say it to them, it actually come to pass. That's something that used to make me feel a little bit scared, but I go to God with it, and I pray to him about it, and I understand that that is definitely just a part of my destiny. So yeah, with that being said, I feel like, I don't know if spending a lot of time by myself has just allowed me to even get closer to God, to the point where I can heal myself from stuff. Like if I feel depressed, I just know what to do to get myself out of that funk. And the thing about me and depression sometimes is I do not speak to people about it. I just feel like rather than going to people, and talking about my issues, I rather to go to God, because I feel like throughout my life, God has been the person that has always been there for me. I don't feel like God judged me. I feel like he understands, and I feel like he listens, and oftentimes, or 10 times out of 10, he's the one that gives me the answers that I am looking for to deal with the issues that I'm having. Right now I'm in the countryside because mentally I feel like I'm going through a lot, and I did say on a few of my platforms the other day that I was going to start doing story times on my YouTube channel to speak a lot about personal things. But then I'm think about it myself, I don't want to do no story time, because story time seem intentional, and I'm not a fake person, and I don't know how to set up my camera. I don't know how to set up my camera and plan content on my emotions. So I'm sitting here right now, and I just feel like I just want to turn on my camera and just express myself, and that's what I'm doing. So as often as I can get to do that, I will. But to pick up my camera and say I'm gonna create a content based on this event and title it and thing like that is not something that I can plan to do. It just have to be a motion. I like to think that I don't have issues, because I'm a girl, as I mentioned before. I say to myself, I'm really always focused on myself. I'm really always focused on my goals. I'm really always focused on the things that I have to do. I have big dreams. I have big goals set out for myself. And as far as I can remember, I have always been that girl. I've always been that girl working on myself. I've always been that girl working on my dreams. I think to tap into a little bit about my history or my past, I grew up with my grandmother, not my mom. And I think that situation has created such a in-depth problem in my life, not on the side of my grandmother, but on the side of my mom. Because I grew up with my grandmother. I left my grandma's home when I was about 15 years old, and I went on a journey where I basically was taking care of myself since that point. I started living on my own specifically when I was about 18 years old. Started to pay rent from that time. And I never stopped. I've always been by myself. I've always been out in the world working, taking care of myself, paying my bills. Basically, I've been living that life from a tender age, and so all I know to be is independent. My life kind of took a turn at a point, and I went to stay with my mom for a bit. I never really had like a strong relationship with my mom and my other siblings. My mom has 6 kids, 4 brothers and a sister. That's 5, and I would make 6. I have an older sister, older brother, 3 other brothers that are younger than me, 1 that's older than me, and a sister that is older than me as well. So I'm like the 3rd child. My mom never really raised me, and she never really raised my sister. I think ever since I was a toddler, my dad took me and was raising me, and so I grew up with my dad's side of family. I feel like my mom, she never really made it her point of duty to come and see me as a kid, or to build a relationship with me as a child. So I started that journey of getting closer to my mom when I was about 16 years old. But as far as I can remember, it has always been a very difficult process. I feel like my mom's family is a very narcissistic, dysfunctional family. A lot of them suffer from mental health issues, and I would like to consider myself the black sheep of that family. A lot of them are not very successful at anything, and I'm not trying to throw my family under the rug, but it's just the truth. A lot of them are not very successful at anything at all. And so when I started to enter the picture, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like I was a complete misfit. They were already used to certain narcissistic, chaotic, confusing, toxic living, and I am used to a very calm and subtle and just focused space. And well, guys, I'm trying to tell the story without telling the story, because if it's one thing about me, as I'm not really good at talking about my life. For one, I don't really like to throw people under the bus, and I don't want nobody to see this video and have their thoughts, and so I'm not really like to talk about it. But the truth of the matter is, my family on my mom's side is a very narcissistic, dysfunctional family, and me trying to become a part of the family and trying to build a bond with them has just been a very trivial, hard situation for me. And by hard, I mean I have been verbally abused, physically abused. People continue to try and ruin my reputation for what I don't know. In my defense, I feel like all I've ever tried to do for my family was try to uplift them. I've only entered into their lives and tried to make like a bad situation a little bit better. There's only so much I can do because I am still working on myself. But I just feel like no matter what I try to do for that family, I am always the one that is being thrown under the bus. I am consistently disrespected. I am so much, and not just from my mom, but from my siblings. I just feel like a complete misfit, and I just feel like at one point I felt like I was trying to buy love, and it's just not working out. It's just not working out. So I am facing this situation now where I just believe that I am going into a no contact type of vibration with this side of my family. I just feel like I am going through a situation where I just feel like I just want to take myself away from them completely. I don't want to have anything to do with them, especially my mom, because I feel like my mom is the main reason why I am going through a lot of the things that I'm currently going through. She sets no boundaries. She is not a great leader, and I guess because she did not raise me and she raised the boys, she's always going to be on their side even when they are wrong. Guys, there have been so many things that have happened to me in the past with this family that I've never come and spoken about publicly. There was this time when me and my brother fought. Well, him attacked me, and it was so crazy to the point where he hurt me so bad that I was admitted into the hospital for almost a month. Just so much. And I just feel like, regardless of the many things that they've done to me, my mother has lied on me several times. My mother has done so many crazy things to me, to the point where I'm just like, I'm still in shock, you know, to say that this is the woman that birthed me. And then them just have them time. This minute she seems as if she's into me, the next minute she's throwing me under the bus, trying to get me locked up, trying to just so much things. I've been very forgiving with my mom, because I, you know, getting to know her as time go by, I learned that she has a lot of mental health issues like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder and stuff like that. So I've just been like, you know, it's not her fault, she's suffering from these things, and maybe this is the reason why she deal with me like that. But then after a while, guys, you just get tired of fighting, to be honest. You just get tired of fighting. And I just feel like I've spent so many years fighting with this family, and some days I get up, I don't even know why I'm being attacked. Some days I get up, I don't know why I'm being disrespected. Because if you know me, I am the type of person that stays to myself, you know, and people are just always coming in my way, always attacking me. And a lot of the times I'm being attacked when something is happening, you know, when something is brewing up, like something happened for me, like some doors of opportunity I open and them thing there. And this is when they would most of the times attack me. Personally, I just feel like they are battling demons and me can't help them. So lately I've just been a little bit depressed, because I feel myself going into a state of mind where I just don't want to have anything to do with that side of the family. You know, I just slowly feel myself drifting away from them. I'm losing connection. I'm tired of trying. I'm tired of fighting. And it's a little bit depressing, because to be honest, I love my mom. You know, I really do love my mom, and I don't think my mother loved me enough. And a lot of people will oftentimes say, oh, it's just the one mother you have, and cherish and love and obey and all of this. But I feel like if you've never been in the position where you've had to deal with a mother that I don't even know, a very narcissistic mom, a very toxic mom, then you wouldn't understand my pain. I consider myself the black sheep of that family, and with that, I oftentimes just feel misunderstood. I oftentimes just feel like, you know, I better just leave them alone for just continue on with for them little thing, and I just stay out of the midst, because it's just not working. So without going into too much details, I've just been battling that lately. You know, literally it brings me to tears, because I remember once I had this same feeling towards my grandmother, which is my father's mom, and it caused me to just lose connection with her to the point where I went no contact for like 10 years. You know, and I had to literally beat myself out of it, because this was the woman that raised me, you know. And I had to talk to myself one day and say, listen, I am not going to continue on like this. You know, she had made several attempts to reach out to me, and I ignored all of them. And I had to heal from that to the point where I could go and start visiting her again, and, you know, find it in my heart to forgive her of the things that I had within me that caused me to not deal with her at all. And it's so funny that as soon as I started to make amends with my grandmother, I didn't really have much time, because if you guys been following me, then you would have known that I lost my grandmother also this year in January. We buried her in February. I spoke about that on a YouTube live. The video is actually there too, but I kind of put it on private, because I just hate to see it and have to be reliving that moment every time I see the video. So I had privated that video. But yes, 2025 was also a year of grief for me, because I lost my grandmother, the lady that raised me, my dad's mom. You know, and losing my grandmother really taught me a lot of things. It taught me that life is short, you know, and while we're here, we should really try to show love amongst the people that we have and we care about, and we shouldn't waste time trying to argue and fuss and fight. And it's so crazy that I lose my grandmother. My father died when I was 11. I've basically been alone all my life, and sometimes I feel like the only reason why I fight to be a part of my family, which is my mom's side, is because I just don't want to feel that type of abandonment feeling, you know, if I get what may I say. But it hurts, guys, because I am falling into emotion where I am literally feeling like I am going to isolate myself from them. You know, I am going to isolate myself from them because it's been years of disrespect and years. My mom don't listen, and she'll never take my side. She'll never split justice. She's very biased to her sons, and I don't want to have to compete with that. You know, if I don't want to have to compete with that at all. It's a very sad situation, but I'm currently dealing with that, and I feel like it just have me in a chokehold. So I've been spending some time in the country of lately because I've just been doing some reflecting, and I don't know, I feel like I want to move to the country. I don't know, I feel like I find peace here. Not necessarily here, I would definitely get my own place, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting tired of Kingston too. Or maybe it's just a phase, I don't know. But yeah, so if you see my environment changing for a few weeks, guys, that's because I am just here, you know, doing some reflection. And yeah, hopefully when I leave here and I go back to Kingston, I'll just be in a better mindset, better mood. And I definitely will not stop working. I will definitely continue to push content out and do what I have to do, but just not feeling my space right now. For 2026, I'm thinking of moving, but I just don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to find another place in Kingston or if I just want to find a place in the country. I'm still deciding. I have also some plans for 2026, but you guys definitely will just have to stay subscribed, or if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, you know, and just keep up with Alicia Amor TV and see a lot of the journeys that I will be on. Over here on my channel, you're just gonna get the real, you know, I am a real person. As I said before, I try to avoid a lot of the personal conversations about what's going on in my life, and I try to steer my content towards more fun stuff, me being outdoors, showcasing a lot of the adventures that you can take on in Jamaica. But I feel for 2026, I want to talk to you guys more and be a little bit more open with you guys, not sharing everything. Very mindful that I won't be sharing, you know, everything about my personal life. But I feel like I've been through so much, and I feel like I have so much knowledge about things, and I don't mind sharing things because one, I know I'm not the only person that's going through situations like these. I know there's a lot of people out there that can relate to my story, and I feel like a part of my purpose is to motivate and to inspire and to heal people. Yeah, and I want to start doing that. I want to start living my purpose and hopefully, you know, gain a supportive group of people, a support system, like a group of people that can, you know, support me, and I can support you guys as well. In terms of music, I'd already told you guys earlier that I will not be doing any more music for 2025. I mean, you guys can definitely look out for new music in the new year 2026. And also with the direction of my music too, I'm feeling less dancehall, and I'm just feeling a more natural and singing vibration for the new year. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that suits my personality more anyway, because low-key I kind of divert from the whole raunchy dancehall thing. Yeah, so I feel like for music I'm going to be having a more holistic, not well, I don't want to say holistic, but yeah, you guys are going to hear more of my singing vocals in the new year to come. Still will have fun songs out there like that will fit in the dancehall space, but I feel like slowly but surely I'm moving more towards a more calmer side of Alicia Amor. Also guys, I am slowly going into film as well, and one of my hopes is to shoot a movie. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to achieve that in 2026, but I'm definitely going to put it on my list of things that I want to do for 2026. Definitely achieved a lot of the stuff that I wanted for 2025. Some things I will not speak about over here, but I'm going to create a new list for my new year, and I'm definitely going to put filming a movie. I've also started a new skit. I was telling you guys, in your mind versus real life. I played the role of Alicia. I chose to keep my my real name, and basically it's just everyday situations that we go through as human beings. You know, a lot of the times guys, we are here and we're thinking one thing, but inside of our head is a whole other scenario going on, and that's what In Your Mind versus Real Life is about. It shows you Alicia going through her daily life struggles, and it shows what she's playing out in real life. It also shows you what's actually going on in her mind as she plays out things in her real life. And I mean, daily struggles will include money issues, relationship issues, just stuff that we'll go through on a daily, you know, just daily struggles. So you guys can definitely catch those episodes on my TikTok. I post 5 days a week, and I also put them in the shorts. For those of you that are subscribed here, you can catch the episodes in my shorts as well. And guys, support me, please. I'm asking you, you know, whenever you watch my videos, a comment is good. You know, it helps with the engagement. It helps to push my videos to new viewers. So leaving a comment is always something that I appreciate. Liking the video, sharing the video as well, and if you've not yet subscribed, please ensure that you have subscribed. We're ending out 2025 and we are going into 2026 with new spirits, you know, new plans, new goals, and we're going to be doing, I know 2026 is very personal guys. I am going to be putting in the work, and it's nothing new. I've already started to put in the work. 2026 is just a continuation of what I am working on in 2025, but trust me, we're going hard. We're keeping focused. We're keeping steadily focused, irrespective of all of the, you know, obstacles that we are facing right now. And it was in I can see, if me not telling about my problems, them no know, you understand, because I just try to keep it going. I just try to keep the show going regardless of what is happening in my everyday life. I'm not gonna talk too much further because we're building a new form relationship now, right? So I guess as we go along with the vlogs, you guys will hear more about how I'm feeling and more updates of what is happening. So yeah, I think I'm gonna close the vlog out here now. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, see you guys in the new year, and thank you always for watching. All right.